I thought I thought it was brilliant. Many times the right choice is clear. Is that right? Other times you might not be sure. And that is why when you should ask yourself the following questions. Would my decision be legal? If the answer is no, if your decision violates the law, it could have serious consequences, yes, for you and for ICE. Do not proceed. Now, any employer that gives a schematic, yes, to their employees about is this decision legal? Now look at this. Oh, the law requires, okay. Now, you made a decision to issue a court order, right, where there is no actual signature of the petitioner. The instructions do say sign it, okay. But you said, is this decision legal? And oops, listening only to yourself, you said, yes, it is legal to issue court orders where the petitioner doesn't sign it. So, is it in line with the actual RCWs of the state of Washington, the United States Code, and the policies of the United States government, and the core competencies of those that are attorneys? Now, let's say you're an attorney, yeah, major stock. You have a civil lawsuit against somebody that's complaining that you're not allowing their shares to trade. You don't require a signature. You, as the plaintiff or the petitioner, never signed an actual. Representing one of the stock markets of the world. You felt no obligation to sign the actual motion of the court. Yes, the court order. Now, representing ICE. Is it in line with our code, policies, and core competencies to not sign lawsuits that we ourselves file and are now I know you say no. It is not. If your decision would violate the rules set forth by our policies, do not proceed. I know, it's stupid. Of course, they don't have to sign any of their own motionings or the judgments of any court. There's now. Let's see. Okay, yes. Is my decision good for ICE, my fellow employees, and our stock stakeholders? Let's say, okay, the petitioner did petition the court, right, but decided not to sign the actual court order. How many of the stakeholders, yes, employees and fellow employees and the court system all agree that there is no signature necessary? I know. Is it good for the judicial system to not require the signature of the petitioner? It seems that in Clallam County, they don't think that it's. Well, I know you're upset, okay? Just talk to your phone some more. Your phone will listen to you and search for something, anything. How about audio? How about listening? No. Now, I'm just using the example, yes, that the petitioner is ICE. They file a lawsuit against somebody. The judge decides to grant what they wanted, and they just said, we're not going to sign for that. We don't want the actual judgment of the court. Now, as much as you might not think that it is good for the ICE to not want the actual judgment of the court, I would think, yes, that any petitioner of any court would want to acknowledge the judgment of the court because it's on their behalf. Now, somebody's saying there's some contractual obligation. Well, Clallam County says that no signature required. There's no reason why the petitioner would have to actually acknowledge the court's judgment. Now, you're working for a stock exchange, okay? Is the decision bad? Oh, if your decision to not acknowledge the judgment of the court so that you, as ICE, would not receive anything that you motion the court to receive, and it would negatively affect anyone working for relying, it may not be the right decision. You would have thought if the petitioner wanted it, she would have made sure. It's just the same thing as the stock market. That's why I'm using this so that you can understand. And then, would I feel good if my decision ended up in the news? Now, how many employees, yes, representing the New York Stock Exchange have ever motioned to court, yes, gone through the process of court hearings, yes, decided it was not in the best interest of the New York Stock Exchange to not sign the actual order? Could it end up in the news? Ouch. Now, let's say you're the employee of the ICE that decided not to sign the court order. The news found out that the New York Stock Exchange will not acknowledge court orders issued from any court. And for some reason, somebody dislikes the idea of that.